Hey guys, M2 Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Medicom Toy Mafex number 134 from Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. We have Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy, and bonus, we got a Spider-Ham in there. Now this figure is kind of a weird one. I think it's getting a reissue. Big Bad Toy Store had it in stock. That's why I got it, along with the renewal versions of Miles and Peter B. Parker. And then it sold out, but it just opened up for pre-order just a couple of days ago. So it sounds like a reissue is actually happening. It's not a renewal version, so they didn't make any changes or updates or anything like that. So you can get this pre-order link in the video description below for Big Bad Toy Store, and shout out to them for getting this out to me. So this is an exciting one. We've got Peter B. Parker, we've got Miles that we've taken a look at, and to finish the trio, we're going to take a look at Gwen Stacy. So I'm excited to take a look. This review is going to be more of an overview. I'll go over the articulation, we'll go over the head sculpts, we'll go over how the figure looks. I won't swap out all the hands and do all that stuff, but I just want to show you guys how cool the figures look and how they can move around. So let's really get into it. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse logo there. You get side, you get a look at the figure. The other side, you get another look at the figure, and then along with Spider-Ham there, Peter Parker, the 4 different heads that we get here, and then, you know, Spider-Ham and some posing around and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and get Gwen out of the package and let's take a closer look. Hey guys, don't forget to hit that subscribe button now and help me reach my goal of 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. I don't know if you know this, but 76% of my views actually come from those that are not subscribed to the channel. So hit that subscribe button now. Okay, so here we have Gwen and Spider-Ham out of the package. Spider-Ham, we're just going to get him out of the way and be done with him. He's cool, but he doesn't do much. And in fact, he's so tiny and unbalanced. It comes with this little plastic piece to go around his legs to help get him to stand. And because when you have the mallet holding one in there, he falls over unbelievably easy. Like he would just... Like you could see he's leaning towards one side. To swap out these arms is pretty easy. They just peg in, so you could just peg that there. He does have thwip hands for both hands also, so you can just peg that in here. But then these hands... Ooh, his tail, it just came out. It's not broken. Thank goodness. I thought I was like, did I just break his tail off? It just pegs in there. So you can... Let's get this plastic piece. Like I'm scared. Plastic piece. Let's get this tail back in there. I don't know if the tail's supposed to come off, but this thing is just so small. Okay, so the tail is back on there. Swap out the arms. You could just peg them in. Oh, I knocked his tail out again. So it's hard to grip this guy to where you can put these arms in there like so. You could swivel them around, but there's no real articulation. But he's got thwip hands, and he's got thwip hands for both. Out of the package, you know, he's got the 2 where his arms go up against his waist. They're in the fists, as you can see there. He's cool. I will do a comparison with the Marvel Legends Spider-Ham a little bit later. Oh, I lost the tail. I found it. I don't like that. Oh, I can't... See, this is not good. I feel like that's not really going to stay on. So, not a big fan of the Spider-Ham. So, let's move on to Gwen. Oh, and his head is on a ball joint, so you can move the head around. So, that's good. Okay, so here's an up-close look at Spider-Gwen, Gwen Stacy, or Ghost Spider, as she's now known, like in the comics and stuff. But Spider-Woman, technically, Into the Spider-Verse. So all kinds of crazy stuff when it comes to Spider-Gwen and what she's called and how she's called and everything. But this one's pretty good. I'm gonna tell you straight up, I'm not a big fan of the neck. The neck like has some weird stuff going on there. There's a little bit of gap, like that hood could kind of block it a little bit, but it you know, earlier it was like snapping back, but not, I guess not so much now. But anyway, interesting kind of way this hood piece kind of goes around. So the mask heads have magnets on the back, so it could fit properly in that hood, which is kind of cool. Now the mask look, we get 2 looks. We get the wide lens, and then we get the squinted lens. So just like Peter B. Parker and Miles Morales, same thing. We also get 2 unmasked head sculpts, because we don't get like a half mask version this go around like Miles and Peter got. So we got like a smiling version and then a not quite smiling version. They're honestly very, very similar. In fact, I think the hair pieces are going to be the exact same. Whoops. But yeah, they both look good. For sure. Look exactly like the animated. You know, you could slightly see her teeth on this one. So that's kind of the difference. We also get that neck piece there and everything. So to kind of show you guys how this all works, you got to pop the head off. and then you have to work the head off of that magnet to be able to get it out. And as you can see there, so there's the magnet in the back. So then you can have like the squinty-eyed one. You could just stick that magnet, whoop, and then you can pop this on there like so. She's got a really long neck, but the hood kind of has to like cover that up a little bit. And there you go, and you have that look. Now, that's not the only thing. Oops, I popped the neck out. Hold on, let me see. Like, this is tricky because that magnet on the hood, you just have to grip it up a little bit higher, and then you can kind of get it. So anyway, you could also do this because you got the hood piece where it drapes over like she's not wearing it, and then you can put the masked head sculpt on there. I think at times, you know, that may have happened in the movie, but it looks a little funky with the head shape and stuff. It's very stylized for the animated movie, so it makes sense. Just looks a little bit funny, but that is something that you can do. But that's more so for the unmasked head sculpts. As we pop that on there, I like these necks. The half masked neck functions way better than the other one, by the way. And there we go. So you have the hood down there, and that looks really good. I like the way that came out looking. That's nice. So that's the one head sculpt. And let's go ahead and pop that out. And let's take a look at this one. Pops on there. I feel like that one sits on there way higher, right? I don't like that. That sits on there way too high. Her neck is just crazy long on this head sculpt, right? That does sit way higher, right? I'll have to look at the pictures that I took and compare, but to me it looks like it's really... Soundbite that. That was a weird sound that I just made. This one doesn't like to pop on there as nice. No, I guess that sits pretty high too. I thought that was higher. Anyway, okay, so there we go. The rest of the figure looks really good. We get the nice pink and turquoise, you know, web pattern actually on the inside. She's got the ballerina straps a little bit there. I thought they were a little bit higher up. Maybe I was wrong. But just like Miles Morales, she is a tiny figure, so getting her to stand can be a little bit difficult. And again, every time I say that, and I always just put them down and they stand up, no problem. Like, she was falling around a little bit as I was kind of preparing and stuff. And then looking at the back of the figure, looks really good there. So let's go ahead and move on to her articulation. We're going to swap it out and go with the mass head sculpt for that portion. Okay, so articulation for Gwen, she can't... See, this is what I was saying about this neck. I'm not a fan of the full costume neck. I feel like it doesn't function as well as you would want it to. So getting her to look up is that much there, but you got a gap in that neck. Getting her to look down, you could do that as well. Now, the way with the hood, you can't really move the head independent of the neck. So really, it's just the neck that moves around itself. So that's just kind of a little bit of a design flaw there, unfortunately. The arm you can get to go straight on out. You get to do full... You can do a full rotation in there. As I really work around it. Butterfly joint works really well. You can get that arm to go back really far. You can get some really good crossbody going in there, like an insane amount of crossbody. So that is really, really good. You have the upper bicep swivel in there, double jointed elbow, that much bend there. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge standard, not standard, ball joint wrist peg, so you can move around the hand any which way you need. Same points of articulation with Miles and Peter B. Parker. So you got the upper diaphragm that could tilt so much, and then with the ball joint waist you could tilt an insane amount, which is great. So going the other way like crazy, and then going back, you can go back really far. There is some gap, so a little bit here at the waist and a little bit here at the upper torso, so that's a little unfortunate. And then crunching forward, you could go that much back there or come that far forward. Insane gap on the back though. That is just crazy, really ugly right there. Swivel at the diaphragm, swivel at the ball joint waist, so you can move around however you need. Drop down hips. She may have probably the biggest drop down hips compared to Miles and Peter there. So you could drop down the hips pretty far. Whoops. Legs go out that far apart, which is good. Let's see how that waist thigh swivel is in there. Very limited like Miles was. Peter had a much better thigh swivel in there. So you can move, you could turn it a little bit, but not a whole lot at all. Double jointed knee, so you get that much bend there at the knee. That is good. Ankle, you could swivel at the ankle. You can hinge down quite a bit, although that's pulling the foot out. You can hinge up, and then you have toe articulation there. Tiny feet, kind of like Miles. You know, yes, you can get her to balance, but sometimes it's just a matter of you know, working the figure to your advantage to do it. And I think one thing that this figure is going to kind of suffer from, similar to Miles, is the way the legs are. The waist is so small that the legs kind of come out. They looked a little bow-legged a little bit, which I'm not the biggest fan of, but it's just because they're so small and really stylized. Like, I don't know if they could have done it any other way and really made it look accurate to the animation, if that makes sense. So I'm okay with it. It's just, you know, really, 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 really small. I realized I did not go over the accessories earlier on. So the hands that she comes with, so we have the wide open hands. We've got the magnetic hand. Yeah, these are the magnetic wall crawling hands, the wide open hands, the wall crawling hands, the thwip hands, the relaxed open hands. We got the web grip hands, and then we've got fists, and then we've got magnetic feet. And then she comes with the same webs that Miles and Peter comes with. Just like Peter, she comes with 2 of the grip web lines that you can hold. Miles only came with 1. And, you know, of course, all the other pieces that we had seen. She does not have a mask accessory that she can hold like Peter and Miles did. So there's the difference. But you get all the same exact hands with her. Okay, so here we have Gwen with the Marvel Legends. So Mafex versus the Marvel Legends. This was when we got minimal effort from Marvel Legends to give us a good Gwen Stacy from Into the Spider-Verse. We had the first one, which was in the Target exclusive 2-pack with Miles. That was the most half-assed attempt ever because it was really bad. They put in no effort other than, hey, here's the same comic figures we had done before, but let's put it into the animation style deco. So not great. This figure was somewhat of an attempt to give us a more accurate one, and technically, yes, as we got like the sculpted ballerina slippers kind of thing. They were a little too blue instead of kind of the turquoise. And then the deco was more accurate, but the body proportions and things like that didn't really change. It wasn't until Across the Spider-Verse that Hasbro really leaned into the more stylized look of the animation, which is great. In fact, we have another Gwen Stacy figure that's going to be coming out later this year. That is available for pre-order on Big Bad Toy Store as well. That I think is going to be really good. It's basically going to be very similar to this figure, but it's going to be, I think, specific to the scene with her father towards the end of the movie, like color-wise. But I think it's going to be good. But it's nice to see kind of stylized, you know, what they could do. So you could see Marvel Legends obviously is going to be a little bit bigger. And then because these two aren't the same suit, because, you know, Across the Spider-Verse, Into the Spider-Verse, hopefully, again, Mafex will give us some Across the Spider-Verse versions before it's too late. Even though Mafex, how they usually operate is they usually come out after a while, after a movie comes out. So, you know, we'll see. I'd like to see it. You guys let me know down in the comments below if you'd like to see it as well. Okay, and here we have the trifecta, the 3 of them. Mafex Into the Spider-Verse Spider-Man. We have number 235 renewal version Peter B. Parker, number 236 renewal version Miles Morales, and number 134 Spider-Gwen, which is getting a reissue, so available for pre-order right now at Big Bad Toy Store. I think it's coming real soon, like in November or whatever it is, so you can finish it out. I would like to see Mafex, instead of doing some renewed versions or reissues, maybe get going on some Across the Spider-Verse. I'd like to see it, although, well, Miles would definitely be different. Gwen would definitely be different. Peter B. Parker didn't really go full suit, so I guess that probably wouldn't make sense of a figure to do. But why not do a Gwen and Miles? That would be cool. I'd like to see them do that. Oh, and then Spider-Man 2099. Give us a Miguel, Mafex. What's going on there? I'd like to see that. You guys let me know down in the comments below. Let me know your thoughts on these figures. They're awesome. They're tiny, teeny. Peter B. Parker's not so much, obviously, but Gwen and Miles are very small. Gwen is a little bit taller than Miles, and I think that was accurate to the movie. But the figures themselves are very tiny. Now, they don't feel fragile in any way. I don't feel like I'm going to break them. It's just because they're so small, balancing is a little bit tough. And it just throws you off because, you know, you're used to kind of playing around with some big figures, and these guys are teeny tiny. But they have really good articulation, some good accessories to go along with them. The paint details are really nice, so I think they're great. So they're all available on BigBadToyStore.com, so links in the video description below. Let me know your thoughts on the figures. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor, hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you haven't already done so. Help me reach my goal of 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Your guys' support has been amazing, and I truly appreciate it, so thank you for everything, and thank you, as always, for watching.